In today's Read Aloud, we will investigate what the author wants us to infer about the characters. As readers, it is our job to put ourselves into the world of the text we are reading. That is, we need to carefully observe and analyze it. Authors of stories oftentimes put information into the text without directly saying it. This is the information they want us to pick out and make sense of. Oftentimes, they add this information to show the development of change of a character from beginning to the end of the story. A helpful way to understand the meaning of the words is to closely observe and explain the word or word phrases that the author uses to describe the internal as well as the external feelings and actions of the characters. When we do this, it is effective to ask oneself a question and come up with a conclusion through discussion with others or self-thought. When we perform this action, we are inferring. When designing the covers of their books, authors, as well as illustrators, often give the readers clues to what the story may be about. On your own, when thinking about the title of the book and the characters on the front and back of the book, use your imagination to think about what the author may want us to learn about a character or characters after reading this book. Remember that no thought is incorrect and not everyone will have the same predictions, so let your mind roam. The students are now making their predictions. Farah, the main character in the center of the cover, appears to be different from the other boys and the girls that she is with. We all have distinguishing characteristics that make us different from others. Have you ever felt different than others based on how you look, where you're from, the language you speak, or any other reasons? Think about this for a moment on your own, and then I will have you turn and talk to your partner. The students are thinking on their own, as well as turning and talking to their partners. When you have finished sharing your thoughts, be ready to share either yours or your partner's experiences. Students are now discussing with their partners. When I look at the cover of the book, I see the title is One Green Apple. When I look at the apples that the students in the background are picking, I notice that they are all red. When I look at the apple that Farah has picked, I notice that it is the only green apple on the page. When I see this, I think that the author is trying to tell us something special about Farah by having her pick the only green apple. To make my inference, I closely looked at the illustration as well as the title and used both of the details from each to make my inference. Now, with a partner, I want you to try. I want you to closely look at the cover once again and make an inference. Think to yourself, why do you think the author had Farah pick the green apple? And what do you think this represents about her character in the book? Hold the inferences that you and your partner have made in your mind and find out at the end of the book if your inferences were correct. The students are making their inferences. Okay, now we will begin the story. Like I said, we will be reading One Green Apple by Eve Bunting and Ted Lublin. This is my second day in the new school, in the new country. There are to be no lessons today because we are going somewhere. Other days will not be like this one. Tomorrow I will go again to the class where I will learn to speak English. Farah mentions that this is her second day of school in this new country and that she will learn to speak English again at school tomorrow. What is the author trying to tell us about Farah? Turn and talk with your partner and be ready to discuss as a whole class. The students are discussing with their partners. Mothers drive us to the start of an orchard where a hay wagon is waiting. We climb on and lean against the bundles of hay. The wagon is pulled by a tractor and we jolt along. I think it odd to have boys and girls sit together. It was not like this in my village. The students know each other, but they don't know me, and I don't know them. I can't understand them when they speak, and I can't speak to them. Some are friendly, but some look at me coldly and smile cruel smiles. As we have said, Farah is from a different country. And now we find out that she does not know any of the students, she does not speak the same language as they do, and when she hears her country mentioned, bad things are said. Turn and talk with your partner and discuss the emotions that Farah may be feeling and what she may be thinking. The students are discussing with their partners. I would prefer to go home. My father has explained to me that we are not always liked here. Our home country and our new one have had difficulties, he says, but it will be good for us here in time. How much time, I wonder? I am different too, in other ways. My jeans and t-shirt look like theirs, but my dupatta covers my head and shoulders. I have not seen anyone else wearing a dupatta, though all the girls and women in my home country do. A dupatta is a piece of material worn as a scarf or head covering by women from South Asia. The girl who sits next to me smiles and points to herself. Anna, she says. She points to me. Farah, I nod and say. Farah, which is my name. Then I look across the field where cows graze. I am tight inside myself. Farah has just met a new classmate. She then proceeds to say, I am tight inside myself. Are Farah's insides actually tight, or is she experiencing new types of emotions? Using connections from your own personal experiences in which you have met a new friend, turn and talk with your partner and discuss what you think Farah means. The students are turning and talking with their partners. 3 dogs come and run in front of us. I think they belong here and know the way. I once had a dog called Haddis. We stop at a place where apple trees bunch together. I find out we are to pick the fruit. Old apples have fallen in the grass. The 3 dogs are eating them. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Their crunches sound like Haddis's. Our teacher gathers us around her. She talks to the class. Then she looks at me in a kind way. 1, she says. She touches an apple, then picks it. 1, she says again. I am to take only 1, as the other students have done. I nod. I want to say, I understand. It's not that I am stupid. It is just that I am lost in this new place, but I don't know how to tell her. I pull away from the rest. Beside me is a tree, shorter than the others, that does not seem to belong. It is small and alone, like me. A few hard green apples hang from its branches. I twist one off. It fits perfectly in my hand. Farah picks a green apple instead of a red one. Why do you think she did this? What do you think the author is trying to say by having Farah pick the green one? Think about this on your own and be ready to share your individual thoughts with the class. Students are thinking on their own and then they will share with the class. We hold our apples and run and slide down a hill. The dogs race ahead. Their ears blow backward, inside out, pink and shiny. At the bottom of the hill is a little crooked house made of wood. I wonder if a cow lives in it, or a goat. Perhaps it is the home of a shepherd. In the house is a wooden machine with a small metal handle. I see no cows or goat or shepherd. The house is here for some other reason. Our teacher lines us up. One by one we plop our apples into the machine. I will be last to drop my small green one. My teacher seems about to speak. Then she shrugs and smiles. A boy shouts, "Hey!" He moves toward me, as if to stop me from putting in my little green apple, but he is too late. It is already gone. Turn and talk to your partner. Why might the boy and teacher be hesitant for Farah to add her green apple? What would you have done if you were a classmate of Farah's? Would you have let her add it? Why or why not? Turn and talk to your partner. The students are discussing with their partners. There are blades inside the machine that chop the apples. Ka-chunk, ka-chunk, ka-chunk. The students begin to push on the handle that presses the chopped up apples. The skin and the pulp stay in the bag while the juice flows through. I hang back, not sure if I should be with the others. Pushing the handle must be hard. They lean against it and grunt. I am strong. I can help. I take a step toward them. Anna calls and waves me to come beside her. A boy makes a place for me on the handle between them. I am pleased. We push and push. It is hard, but we are working together and we can do it. The juice drips down. Drip, drip, drip. Farah takes a chance and helps the other students at the apple press. What does this teach us about Farah and the changes that she has made at this point in the story? Turn and talk to your partner, and then please be ready to share with the class. The students are turning and talking, and then they will share with the class. Our teacher has brought paper cups. We line up again, fill them and drink. We lick our lips. I think I taste my special apple. Apple cider, Anna says. That must be what we are drinking, I say, the word inside myself, where it can't be heard. Apple. The other word is too difficult. Our teacher is speaking. She is holding out a bag for our cups and making signs that we must get ready to leave. Anna sits next to me in the wagon as we ride back. There is a boy on my other side. Jim, he says and points at himself. I nod. Jim, I say silently. Hay tackles my arm and makes Anna sneeze. It smells of dry sunshine. Jim pats his stomach, and a belch jumps from his throat. Everyone laughs. I do too. Laughs sound the same as at home, just the same. So do sneezes and belches and lots of other things. It is the words that are strange, but soon I will know their words. I will blend with the others that way that my apple blended with the cider. I take a deep breath. As we discussed in the beginning of the story, Farah felt alone and sad. She kept to herself and had gloomy expressions all over her face. However, Farah has slowly learned that her new country is very similar to her old. She has also made a friend and also realized that even her green apple with the cider was still yummy. When observing Farah's experiences and her current facial expression, how has her character changed as a whole from the beginning of the story to the end of the story? Turn and talk with your partner and please be ready to share with the class. The students are discussing with their partners and will be ready to share with the class. Apple, I say. Anna claps. I smile and smile and smile. It is my first outside myself word. There will be more. Farah successfully says her first English word, apple. What is the connection Farah has to apples other than it being her first outside herself word? Please stand up, circle the room, and find a new partner, and sit down and share. After you have shared with your partner, please be ready to share with the entire class. Now find a quiet spot somewhere in the classroom. Make yourself comfortable and close your eyes. With your eyes closed, imagine that you are Farah and that you have traveled back to your home country for a visit. What would you tell your friends from your old country about the experiences you have had in your new country? How would you describe the interpersonal changes you have made? The students will do this activity on their own. As we have explored through One Green Apple, we realize that as readers, it is our job to find a deeper meaning within the author's word choice. When we find the deeper meaning in the words, we can infer what the author is trying to tell us. In the story, we took the phrases the author was using and analyzed them to find a deeper meaning. When we find the deeper meaning in the words, we can make an inference about aspects of the story. In this case, in One Green Apple, we made an inference about the character. For example, in One Green Apple, we made inferences about Farah, and through these inferences, we were able to see her transformation as a character. In the beginning of the story, Farah is lonely and a secluded girl from a different country. As the story continues, we inferred that Farah was being compared to the green apple. By the end of the story, we watched as she flourished and worked together with the other students, as the green apple did with the red apples, to make the delicious cider. Now, while you participate in your independent reading during the reading workshops for today, as well as the next couple of weeks, I want you to continually work on transforming the given words and phrases into inferences about the characters within your stories. This will help you to see the characters change and expand as we did with Farah in One Green Apple. It may be helpful to make a journal of your inferences so you can reference the previous changes before the next time you read. I am so excited to read about your very insightful character inferences.